This is Walker Lake. It is a man-made lake. It's near Hawthorne, Nevada, which is also near an enormous U.S. military weapons dump. That is to say, a storage place for huge amounts of ammunition and stuff. It's also a testing place for underwater warfare. I don't know if they taught horses how to, breathe underwater and they have jousting competition. But there's no damn way that any submarine is fitting in that lake. It's man-made, as I said. And it's far too shallow, as far as I know. Pardon me, drinking coffee. At any rate, it's a real pretty view. It could probably be used in movies if they use some imagination because, big mountains, dramatic drop, sheer, rising up out of the nothing and all that. Perfect for post-apocalyptic scenarios or, Game of Rings or, Lord of the Thrones or something like that. Fun stuff. This is Highway 95, if you didn't already know. It runs from the Canadian border all the way down to Mexico. I'm pretty sure. And if it doesn't reach Mexico, it gets darn tootin' close. But most of the time when I use it, I'm just jumping on in Oregon or California, and then I take it on down to Vegas, and then I switch to Highway 93 and run it all the way down to Phoenix. Sorry about the watery effect. I've mentioned it in other videos. The vibration from the RPMs of the engine affect the video because dash-mounted camera, because safety, modern technology. It is super cool how big this lake and these mountains are, for dramatic emphasis. It's pretty big. It's the desert, without trees and buildings and all that stuff. It sends your perspective askew. You don't realize how giant and how dramatic things are in pictures. It lies to you. At any rate, they jump up out of nowhere and they get really big really fast. Hawthorne Lake, man-made, shallow, old-ish, I guess, 50s, 40s, I don't know, World War II at least. The Hawthorne ammunition dump. Maybe I'll pause the film and show you the gate to that place. Love old military places that still exist. They're kind of interesting because, back in the 40s, I imagine, a lot of them were built after World War II or during World War II, etc. And they had the whole military life experience. You had dorms and little cottages and stuff like that. And you wore uniforms every day and all that stuff. And you look at that sort of thing these days. In the 90s, half the bases got closed down and the other half got turned into just regular town, with gates around it and fences, but long-haired hippies driving around selling coffee. It's not the same. And out of all of the closed down bases, people come in, they buy up or rent real estate inside of them and use them for freight forwarding locations and whatnot. And it's kind of nice because they still have that quietness to them. You can go in and there's not a lot of traffic going on, and the truck can get around and I don't have to worry about running over little cars trying to drive around me and all that stuff. And when you park at night, you don't have people spray painting the side of your trailer or dope addicts knocking on your door asking for change, that kind of crap. Oh yeah, beautiful scenery here. You should be paying attention to that more than my voice. Yeah, so military bases, great places to park at night if you can get into a closed down one. One that I highly recommend is the old Presidio or Mare Island. Those are two great places to park, or at least they were 10 years ago. I don't know what they are now. I don't know how full of traffic and people they are. Wow, that's a great view. Man, I get a still shot of that. That's good stuff. Snow really adds to the, the vividness of it all. Love it. Anyway, this guy in front of me, I don't know how well you can see him. Right there. You can see the Toyota 4Runner and the old Pilot junk trailer. That guy is one of the people that really annoyed the hell out of most people. He likes to drive less than the speed limit when the speed limit is high, but it's just enough to where it's really kind of awkward and a pain in the butt to get around him, and the speed limit's going to drop soon, so you bite your tongue and get patient and breathe. You're going to be okay. And then the speed limit drops. Okay, so it drops 10 miles an hour, and now he's going to drive 5 miles an hour over that speed limit. Can we say it together? All together now. 1, 2, 3. What a dick. Yeah. So anyway, he's doing that. We're going to get into a little town up here that I really don't even remember the name of. It's, for the most part, abandoned. It was an attempted vacation town. It had restaurants and hotels and all that. They're all dilapidated. Wallpaper, drywall collapsing and falling on the floors, no glass in the windows. Again, the whole post-apocalyptic thing. Just not enough people out here wanting to go to a lake that there's no fish in, as far as I know. Well, no, that's not true. I think there's fish in there, just not a lot. And there's no docks. You can't take boats out there. I haven't seen any of those. And if they are, they're paddle boats or very small, 10 horsepower Evinrude freaking fishing boat, something. But you're not going to take a ski boat or a yacht or anything like that out there. And if you did, you travel for 20 minutes and you're across to the other side, or even 10 minutes. Hell, some of the spots only 5 minutes. And there's nothing over there but dirt and rocks. And, military base. So, anyway, coming into the quiet little burg here that got shut down for the most part. There's still people that live here. I imagine they work at the base or in the town of Hawthorne, and they came out here because, it's probably cheaper than hell. And they get to be left alone. Maybe the town is called Walker Lake. I don't know. Here's one of the closed down gas stations right there. And there's a paved road that goes down closer to the water. Somebody advertising it as an RV park. Yep, it's the town of Walker Lake. That's it. That's the truth. And like I said, most of the hotels and restaurants and stuff, the premium one was right there, and it was called the Cliff House Lakeside Resort, and there's not much left of it. It looks as though somebody's trying to do something with it, but they're not putting in a lot of money, and they don't expect to finish anytime soon. I mean, if you were hiding from the government or with the government, hiding from your former friends, while you were laundering, say, money, or moving guns, or, you had some sort of extortion racket, you might want to live out here. This might be a place to hang out, but it is Nevada, and, Nevada's kind of synonymous with the mob, so I don't know if it would be very successful to hang out down here. that's something to think about. If you were hiding from the mob, do you think that it would be better to hide in the city with millions of people around you, or out in the woods with nobody around? That's a conversation for a coffee cup. And it's also an excellent place to leave the conversation altogether. I'm not going to do the whole military gate base thing. Well, I might. Anyway, I'm going to pause the video here and I'll make up my mind when I go by the base. If I don't come back, that's the end of the video. Side note, this dickhead. Speed limit's 70 miles an hour here. We're doing 58. What a jerk. Just thought I'd share that. Alright. And we're back. I decided to go ahead and, wait it out, use the pause, get closer, that sort of thing. And we're approaching the U.S. Army Depot, main gate, 1 mile. The Hawthorne military base, or ammunition dump, whichever you would like to call it, or they call it. Don't know. I'm going to zoom in a little bit, and you can see the old base housing through the trees. And some people still live in some of it. And it's got the, the quiet streets and all that with the trees and the, it might have had a school at one time for the kids. I don't know. I imagine these days the majority of them just get a bus ride out to the local public school. There's a smokestack from the incinerator or, the steam plant that would, produce heating or power for, local, etc. Anyway, cool stuff. There you go. We're at the military base. And, and I did get around the jerk. That was cool. He, remarkably, not shocking at all, went right back up to 70 miles an hour as his people started to pass him. Of course, then he slowed back down once he saw that they were going to pass him anyway. That was always fun. Yeah, it's called Hawthorne Army Depot. Google it up. Maybe there's some history on it or something. I don't know. I've never gone into it, never delivered to it, but I always drive by it. That's that. I am through traffic, so I have to take the left lane, but I gotta wait for Meathead here to get out of the way. Subaru, go figure. I'm gonna drive through the little town of Hawthorne, and then I'm gonna drive through a lot of desert. In a truck, not on a horse. Shut up.